So here we are just checking the final things before opening this live feed from Rome, and we are really ready to share with you the rising supermoon, the largest full moon of this year, and we are facing the legendary skyline of the eternal city, and hopefully the moon will show soon at its best. So I just did some checks, and hopefully everything is up and running, and likely you will hear the voice of other people facing the same show right now here from Rome, and I hope that we will be able to bring to you the wonder of the experience, and hopefully the weather will stay with us, because earlier today the weather was not actually promising, but as soon as the sunset approached, I mean, the situation improved, and hopefully we should see the moon sometime soon. Anyway, I just wanted to reach you with this introduction, and in a few minutes, as soon as the light will be a bit lower and we will approach the darkness, and hopefully we will see the moon, I will reopen the audio commentary. But for now, I will leave the images coming live to you right away from Rome. Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project from Rome. Okay, I think that it's time for us to officially start this live feed. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending from where you are on this planet. From Rome, Gianluca Masi Virtual Telescope Project is speaking. And for this supermoon, the largest full moon of the year, we wanted to be outdoor and as done in the past to show the moon while it will rise over the legendary skyline, the legendary monuments of the Eternal City where we are in Rome. Right now we are on the Gianiculum Hill facing the eastern horizon where the moon is supposed to rise in a few minutes, and the images you are getting right now are live already, so this is live since the very beginning. And while we are waiting for the moon to show here, I also want to remind you about the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope Project. They are Unitron Italia Instruments, C-Web, Software Bisque, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, Planewave Instruments, and Bader Planetarium. And I also want to thank the people supporting the Virtual Telescope Project with their work, and they are Giorgio Gioia, Pierluigi Catalano, Alessio Sabatini and Andrea Curzi, and of course I want to thank all of you for being here and actually for making this a real event. As I told you, we are here just to be sure to see, to share with you the largest full moon of the year, what is generally, by people called now supermoon. By the way, supermoon is by no means a scientific term, it is just a popular term which is for me very successful to bring you what is happening here. We call a supermoon basically a full moon happening when the moon is at its closest to the Earth. Keep in mind that it takes about 1 month to the moon to orbit around the Earth, and that this orbit is not circular. It is an ellipse with some eccentricity, and this is making the moon oscillating in its distance between a minimum and a maximum value, of course. And the minimum distance is what we call perigee. When the moon is there and it is also full, that is seen from the Earth on the opposite direction respect to the Sun, you have a full moon closer than usual, so apparently a bit larger than usual. This is enough to call it supermoon. So as you can see, as you can easily understand, it is nothing revolutionary. It is just a closer than average full moon, making it a bit closer as for the apparent dimension as you see it in the sky, and as well a bit brighter. This event is also hosted in partnership with ANSA, the Scientific and Technological Board, and I wish to thank for this my friend Enrica Battifoglia. And I also want to thank all the international media worldwide which featured this live feed from Rome, making possible for us to reach, I know, a lot of people. And our past feeds reached sometimes even 1 million people, so we were happy to bring the wonders of the sky to you through our channel. So thanks to everyone supporting this effort, and I hope that tonight it will be worthwhile as well. Keep in mind that I say that it takes 1 month to the moon to orbit around the Earth, and in that month, no matter the month, no matter the orbit you are considering, the moon will be at some point at its perigee, at its closest to the Earth, but not necessarily that will be the full moon. Just to be sure that you understand that every month, at every lunar orbit, we have the moon at its perigee, okay? What is important to use the not scientific but fascinating term supermoon is that the full moon is happening when the moon is around, hopefully at the very same time of the perigee. This year we have 3 full moon happening under these conditions, so we have 3 supermoons. The first one was on the night of January 21, when we also had the total lunar eclipse, the so-called red moon. It was amazing, but this one, the second of a group of 3 I told you, is the closest. So while we have not the bonus of the eclipse, it is the closest and the larger of the year. And it will take a few years before we will have another full moon so large. about 7% larger than an average full moon, just to give you an idea. And I doubt that people without experience in astronomy will even recognize that this full moon is larger than on average. We don't have enough memory to keep in mind how the last full moon was to compare, I mean, with the full moon we are just observing. And of course we use the supermoon also when the moon is new, but you know, we don't see the new moon up there unless the new moon is of course involved in a solar eclipse, and in that case you will see the shadow. You see, I mean, the lunar disk crossing apparently the solar disk. But just to tell you that we use this popular term supermoon every time that the full moon or the new moon are happening close to the perigee. And of course, by contrast, you can also use the term mini moon when the moon is at its farthest and when the moon is at the apogee. But for obvious reasons, you can see the supermoon, the moon at its closest, at its perigee, is by far most popular than the mini moon. And I understand that a lot of people is waiting for the moon tonight just to enjoy it in the sky in its very special night. And let me say that this is happening also in a very special year, because 1999 will be the year this summer when we will celebrate the 50 years since the first man on the moon. This happened on July, 1969, when Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin had the first, did the first steps on that alien world, the first alien world, namely the moon, hosting, our representative friends, the astronauts there. And so it is nice for me that we are looking for the moon tonight, when, I repeat, we are also preparing to celebrate half a century from that legendary mission, the Apollo mission. Still waiting for the moon to show. You can see a few monuments here. I want to mention that on the left, with some, you can see also some charioteers there. It is the Landfather monument, and there are several churches. There are many famous churches in Rome, and this is, for me, it's so precious to show and share with you the moon with the bonus of the Rome skyline, because when you see the moon, if you do a close-up of the moon, it is simply the moon. What is special for me, and this is the meaning, the soul of the virtual telescope, is to bring to you something more. A moon which is different from the moon you can see tonight. By the way, go out tonight and look for the moon yourself. Never really on just this, a screen experience. You have to go out, dressing warm clothes if necessary, like in Rome right now, and enjoy Mother Nature yourself, hopefully under a clear sky. But I'm happy that at least thanks to technology, the virtual telescope is able to bring to you something otherwise not possible for you to see, the moonrise from Rome. The moon by now should be up, and we are waiting to see it, because in that direction there are a few mounts just taking a few degrees against the sea level, so we have to wait for a few additional minutes. And also there is a very hazy sky, and this will of course absorb the lunar light, but at least the sky should be favorable. I want to say that this morning I was a bit concerned, because I was not sure we could actually be able to see this. But let's see, let's hope, let's wait. I'm sorry, I'm doing a live feed from my newspaper.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me.
No problem. And of course, we are waiting all together. A lot of people is waiting here for the same thing from different parts of the globe. And of course, it is nice to see that different culture people are enjoying the same thing. And this is for me also a truly important message. By the way, just under, while I'm remembering this, I want to also remind you that Astronomers Without Borders, a very important organization of great friends of mine, and I want to say my greetings to Andrew and Mike Simmons, that they are just opening a contest today with the SuperMoon, inviting you to take a selfie of you with the moon. You have 1 month by now, and then you can reach them, and it is a nice contest to join, and also a nice chance for you to rediscover the night sky thanks to the moon, thanks to your creativity. So imagine a selfie with you and the moon, and then you can join the Astronomers Without Borders contest by visiting their website astronomerswithoutborders.org. Otherwise, there is another website I would like to recommend you, and it should be www.apollo100.org. From there, look for this contest. And of course, we are just waiting for the moon to rise, and let's see what will happen as soon as the moon will be higher than the mountains in that direction, and you know. I will stop the audio for a while, but I will be back very, very soon. Thank you for being with us. Keep looking at the sky thanks to the virtual telescope. Of course, we are still here, but as I said, from time to time, I will simply mute the audio just to take a break. But we are ready as soon as the moon will show. As I told you, there is a very hazy sky I think we can see the moon right now, by the way, and hopefully we should have it very soon. Here it is, friends. Here it is, the moon rising. Vedete ragazzi, oggi c'è una notte di luna che così. Vedete l'altare della patria? Qua avete a sinistra delle gru, c'è una pallida luna, la vedete?
Ah, sì.
So I think that at last we are approaching the climax. As you can see, the moon is finally here. Let me hope that here it is. You can see on the left, of course. Let me adjust the image a bit. And I find amazing that such a pale moon is showing in real time, thanks to the technology we are using. Wow. As you can see, the moon is really pale because of the thickness of such a very easy sky, but I feel myself lucky because earlier today the sky was completely worse, and I actually I was not sure that we could see the moon at all, but I like the idea that the moon is there and it is gently rising and gently emerging from this large mass of haze, adding, I mean, something to the view. I find this honestly amazing, friends. So finally the supermoon is here. This is the largest full moon of the year, you know, the second one of 3 supermoons in a row. The first one was in January and we had total eclipse, the so-called the red moon that time. Tonight no eclipses at all, but this is the largest. I mean, you will not see a larger full moon this year, and actually it will take a few years before we will see a larger full moon than this. And next month, just on time for the equinox, we will have another full moon. Here it is, friends. I find this amazing. I'm here right now, and a lot of people are enjoying this natural show. Let me try if I can just provide you with a close-up of the, even if well, I'm not sure that it is a good time because I really love the idea that we see the moon above the legendary skyline of Rome. I mean, let me try to enlarge just to make a little close up. Many please. The next one should be a close-up for you. Here it is. It seems a red moon, but it is just the atmosphere giving this stunning color to our moon. But now I want to go back to the earlier field of view. Likely we will have a couple of shaked images because I'm just moving the camera right now. Then I want to check that the focus is perfect, is good. And at last we were lucky and we were awarded with what I think to be a very nice vision. Campidoglio, mettiamo il Campidoglio. Let me adjust the okay. I find this moon wonderful, friends. Let me adjust the focus just to be sure that we are having look how beautiful this is right now, and with some luck later I will add also the Capitoline hill with the wow Capitoline building. And as we promised, this is the full moon from Rome. Here it is, a perhaps better sight. It is always a unique experience to see the full moon rising. I love the idea to see the full moon rising at dusk because thanks to the light you still see around, you can easily enjoy the panorama as well. When you see the moon in complete darkness, basically you see a bright disk against black sky with something, with nothing special to me. This is why I really like the idea to track and share, as we are doing now from Rome, the supermoon in this very moment, where you can still see the environment basically at the same brightness as the moon, and this happens just at dusk. Sorry. I'm just trying to take another image. Perhaps it will be a bit shaky because I'm just moving the camera with its lens. How beautiful this experience is, and I hope that we are able to bring to you the wonders of the vision as we are having live from Rome right now. And all this thanks to the Virtual Telescope project. Happy that at last the sky was with us. You can likely hear a lot of of cameras ringing because right now the moon is the star of the evening. I want to try to study this a little better. Let me see if I can focus manually. Okay. A new image, little closer, just isolating the moon and the fatherland. And you can see, if you look at the panorama, you can see on the bottom right, you can see there part of the complex of the Capitoline Hill buildings, and then you see between that place and the white monument, the Fatherland Monument, you can see also the very important Aracelli, very important church, very an ancient one, and you can see other things all around. It will take a lot of time to describe everything, but above there is the moon with its amazing color. I hope that this is, I mean, as you hope it, perhaps better. I'm never used to this show. I can see this hundreds of times, you know, and I did even more likely in my life so far, and I'm never tired to see this. Let me check one thing, friends. I want to check what is happening from the camera. And now I'm going to share again with you the live feed as we were doing earlier. Let me see. Let's start again. The live feed with the new images. And image after image, of course, you see the moon moving a bit because it is rising. But never forget, it is not the moon. Well, the moon is orbiting around us, but it takes 1 month to complete an orbit. But the motion here, which is up, coming up, it is just the Earth rotating, and we are rotating with the Earth, and apparently the moon and the stars are moving. I find the color of the moon honestly unique right now. And this is because there are a lot of dusty particles, a lot of humidity acting as a filter, of course affecting the color of the moon. I must admit that this is one of the most spectacular full moon I observed so far. Very beautiful sight. We succeeded sharing the beauty of the city as well to me. Now I will try to adjust Let's use less power. I would like to focus the camera back, so sorry. A new image is coming soon, here it is. And all this live from Rome. As you can see, image after image, while we gently sink in the darkness, the panorama is darker and darker while the moon is brighter and brighter. And when it will be even darker and the moon will be even brighter, it will be very hard from a photographic point of view to get a nice image without using some strong or even just creating the image from different images, mosaic. I mean, something I really don't like. We love to have natural pictures. Gianluca Virtual Telescope Project from Rome is bringing this to you, and I hope that you are enjoying what we are seeing here, something honestly amazing.
Cioè, bisognerebbe avere il modo di fermare il romanzo. Fai un video, se no.
Let me see. Wow. I want to try another thing right now. I'm just trying to show you. Don't worry, this is just one need I have. As they say, for the records. And then I will put the correct orientation for you as well. Okay. And now let's adjust the panorama a bit. Mette un po' giù. And then let's check the focus. And we are still tracking the full moon live. I'm trying to adjust the exposure now that it is very critical, and this is why, as I told you, I really prefer to see the moon at sunset. I mean, when the sky is still very bright. And we are soon approaching the end of this live feed of Kurz. Now I try to take just the moon and then the panorama, just to make sure you understand where we are, where the moon is right now. While there are several people here, now they are very quiet, just admiring this, you know. Then I will try to take a final close-up of the moon. After this, I will try to take only the moon, just to be sure that at least we have it. So this is, I mean, a close-up we could take of the moon together. And so we could see also the phase of our natural satellite, you know. So some final shots of the moon only. Bellissimo. How beautiful, friends. A great way to end
Guarda,
this.
date una mossa perché io devo andare a bagno. Pure il TG2 è arrivato per fotografare la grande luna.
So here we are.
Guarda che bella sotto il cielo di luna.
So we have people here just commenting the beauty of the show. Wow. And now just a final image with the panorama that will hopefully be the ideal conclusion.
Sì.
But let me check the focus first.
Sì, vai. Guarda che bella. Saranno iscritti a SuperMoon è un termine scientifico, certamente, però rende bello, bello.
And here it is, what I think should be the final image from Rome, where you can easily recognize several precious monuments of the skyline of the Eternal City. I'm adjusting a few final things before saying goodbye to you, friends. And here we are with some very final shots now. And with this, the next shot, we are going to close this live feed from Rome. Gianluca Masi Virtual Telescope Project was happy and honestly proud to host this live feed, sharing with the world no less than the beautiful supermoon, the largest full moon of this year. We broadcasted this live from Rome, from the Gianiculum hill facing east, where basically the Capitoline Hill is, and you can recognize several legendary monuments here. And for me, it has been, as always, a pleasure, and I want to thank you for giving us some of your time. We are very proud that you wanted to do this, and mainly that you really wanted to be with the moon. You wanted to enjoy this unique show, and at least I hope that this could be able to bring to you the wonder we had from here. A lot of people were looking at this while we were going while we were doing this live feed, so I can honestly say that everyone was happy. Everyone was actually shocked by this ancient beauty, and I must say that seeing this from Rome above the skyline of the legendary Eternal City was a truly amazing experience. I actually plan to do another live feed tomorrow morning at dawn, so tomorrow at 5 p.m. 5 a.m. Italian time, I plan to be live again, but translate this in your own time if you want. I am 1 hour ahead than Universal Time, Greenwich Time, so that's all. So Gianluca Masi, Rome Virtual Telescope, says goodbye to you and thank you for staying with us for this supermoon. Be ready for the next show. Keep looking up, keep looking to the wonders of the universe. Gianluca Masi, Virtual Telescope Project.